vortex. There's something that's been weighing me down, and it's been weighing me down since I discovered that Christianity made more sense than anything else. And the reason why it's been weighing me down is because, you know, my lifestyle of, you know, crazy artist that stays up all night and uses drugs and swears a lot. It's like, I understand why this would be conflicting for me, because, you know, a lot of the kinds of people that I surround myself with are very, like, degenerate. And, you know, they do a lot of things that I either don't do at all, or I don't do very often. And, you know, like, I've quit a lot of stuff. I quit drinking and smoking cigarettes before I found Jesus, you know? I quit smoking marijuana about 6 months ago. And I just keep seeing all these things online, of course, that are all about, you know, because marijuana, as well as various psychedelics, are getting legalized all over the country. And when I was performing at this dispensary, I guess it's not a dispensary, it's a dab bar. Or a weed bar. It's a smoke shop. It's not a dab bar, it's a smoke shop. Like, people were smoking weed in this place. Yeah. But they don't have, like, those dab rigs, so it's not like holistic connection. No, but anyway, yeah, they have various places where you can buy edibles and legal weed, okay? And that they have pipes and everything. It's essentially a head shop. A head shop that also sells weed. And, you know, I was looking at all this stuff that they had, because I'm always curious. And I still hold the opinion that many people in the West will completely disagree with, that I don't think that plants are wrong. I don't. But I can understand why people have that idea, because what they're taught in the West is that, you know, it's pagan religions that use those types of drugs. It's like polytheistic religions, you know, like the Hindu religion, and you know, plenty of pagan religions use drugs. But I mean, I know Jews, a bunch of Jews and Muslims use weed. So it seems like Christianity is the only religion that's, like, super against it. But I mean, I understand though that like all these things can be used poorly, and they can be used to channel spirits that are not good. And, you know, if you're not aware of what you're doing or why you're doing it, you're gonna fall into that trap. And I definitely know that I have with obsessive compulsive tendencies. So that's why I quit smoking it, because I felt like I was just abusing it. And I have a lot of respect for the marijuana plant because it's taught me a lot about myself. And so my attachment to it has everything to do with my schizophrenia. And sadly, you don't have very many people in Western civilization that know diddly squat about mental illness. So they know what they've been told by medical professionals, which is a load of horse shit that only helps pharmaceutical companies. And they don't really have good advice for mentally ill people. And they don't have much compassion or understanding or the desire to understand or have compassion for those people. And so, I see this growing need, especially here in the States, of, somebody that actually gives a shit, that's not gonna take advantage of those people. And I have people that flock to me quite often. People that I work with, people that I've done comedy with, people at my church, people online, that they really, really relate to me. And they're really grateful that I exist and I've talked about my experience. The people that are not grateful are fucking sheep. And they try to tell me, well, you should talk about this. You should... Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! You obviously don't make art, dude. I don't think that artists should be the slightest bit competitive or telling other people what they're allowed to do. And I feel the same way about spirituality. Who are you to tell somebody how they're supposed to believe in God and how they're supposed to pray? I just think that's so shitty. But that's what I'm talking about. The rock, the hard place, and the even harder place, that's where I'm at. Because I don't know if it's the Holy Spirit convicting me and trying to make me feel guilty. But I don't think the Holy Spirit does that. I think that's the devil. The devil's trying to make me feel guilty about something I shouldn't feel guilty about and taunt me. And it's so easy. It's so easy because, he's been doing it all my life. But I do know for a fact that marijuana has negative side effects. Everything does, right? It's just a case of are you willing to deal with those negative side effects? I don't think that one of the negative side effects of smoking weed is burning in hell, though. I don't. I think that's yet another fear-mongering tactic employed by both Catholics and Protestants that act exactly the same, especially online. And it's they feel it's their appointed duty to tell people what they're doing wrong, and that's just not the way. That's not the way. And I feel my existence proves that, because people are more impressed by somebody doing it right. They're more inspired by somebody doing it right than somebody just constantly yelling and saying, you're doing it wrong, you're doing it wrong, you're doing it wrong. So I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize right now. Because if I have ever exhibited that level of an attitude, I'm sorry. I really am. You know how much I hate technology. But this is the hill I'm willing to die on. But that's the thing. I bring up technology a lot because of these stupid arguments that people make. They are not thinking bigger picture. Because the finest example of sorcery is the iPhone. If it's controlling your thoughts, if it's controlling your behaviors and making you compulsive, and you're compulsively scrolling, you're compulsively taking selfies in the fucking mirror, no less. If you're compulsively, checking your stats or whatever. I can obsessive compulsively go on YouTube and look up stuff about things that I'm interested in. Last night I was reading all about cancer. I was reading all about cannabis and schizophrenia. So, I use the internet as a toolbox, but yeah, a lot of people just use it as a weapon. They use it as a weapon against themselves and against other people. And they don't even know it. They don't even know that that's what it is. But let me know if I'm a terrible person.